With so much happening in Bengal, a lot of you have been asking whether this makes Mamata Banerjee weaker. Considering, remember, there are those big elections next year. You're looking at, an opposition in the BJP that really has been pinning down Mamata Banerjee on a number of charges, whether this is about corruption, whether this is about appeasement. And Mamata Banerjee is largely getting cornered. Not to forget the infighting also that you have seen in her party. Though many people say that infighting doesn't really affect her, because as long as you have, the top leadership pretty solid and someone with an iron fist control like Mamata Banerjee, possibly that internal infighting might not lead to the collapse of the Trinamool yet. But then look at the corruption charges. Look at the entire SSC scam, the teachers recruitment scam also that really came to fore. And not to forget the RG Kaur incident. Though you've seen Mamata Banerjee saying we were the ones pushing the CBI to get into this, and for the moment people seem to have forgotten what happened as far as the RG Kaur incident is concerned. But what about this violence? What about the violence we have seen in Murshidabad and Malda, later in South 24 Parganas? What about how the CGI himself has expressed concern about what's going on in Bengal? What about those 3 lives that have been lost? What about Mamata Banerjee pointing fingers at the BSF, at the Border Security Force? So a lot of this, remember, is going to play out in the next 1 year. Not to forget the very fact that the BJP continues to hammer, as far as Mamata Banerjee and her politics is concerned, that she's anti-Hindu. She's only pro-minorities, but she considers Muslims just as a vote bank, and she doesn't do anything beyond that. In the middle of this, Shubhendu Adhikari of the BJP has essentially now said that the state of Bengal needs a leader like Yogi Adityanath. So look at the kind of pitch that they obviously are trying to build in here. On one side is Mamata Banerjee, charges of alleged appeasement, versus Shubhendu trying to say that the state of Bengal needs someone like a Yogi Adityanath, who's unapologetic about a lot of things that he does. He wears his religion on his sleeve. You have seen a lot of strong narrative about the Gunda Raj, the Mafia Raj that has seeded as far as in Uttar Pradesh is concerned. The strong arm of the law, the bulldozer, a lot of that again the BJP is trying to pitch. But in the middle of all this, are there concerns that Mamata Banerjee should really be worried about? Or you believe that just with that quote-unquote 33% vote bank that Mamata Banerjee believes is in her kitty as far as this election is concerned, she can sail through, and 2026 is not going to be a challenge for her? I think the jury is still out on that, but yes, it's a horrific episode that has played out as far as violence is concerned, and that is why accountability will have to be fixed sooner rather than later.